Hey guys, GameBoy3800 here once again, and I'm going to be doing part 3? Yep, part 3 of Project Stardust Breaker. I'm going to be putting the motherboard inside of the case. I have the power supply on the way, and I should be getting my hands on the Power Color Devil 13 RX 480 as soon as it comes out. That's what I plan to get. It'll match the black and red theme of the build here, and that'll be cool. So for now I'm going to prep the case. I'm going to put the motherboard and stuff away for now. And yeah, I have it on a large FedEx box so it doesn't get all scratched up and beat up. So I'm going to take the side panels off. And get it on the way. The power supply that's on the way is an EVGA 450 bronze rated 80 plus one, so it should be good for the RX 480. Or if I somehow wanted to get the new obscenely priced new Titan X, I could also do that with this power supply, but no, just no. Please save your money, don't get it. So yep, it's already got the standoffs installed. I do want the front panel to come on off though. Actually, I don't need to do that at all, do I? Nope. Front panel does not need to come off. We will also be installing the OCZ SSD and the WD green drive in here as well. So it will be ready to go as soon as the power supply arrives. So with that done, let's get to building. I'll see you in a second. Alright, I'm back. I have the accessories here, and I got my screwdriver. So the first thing we're going to do is install the hard drive and SSD. To do that, just gotta undo some thumb screws on the back here. Of course, these thumb screws are tightened down to a lot, so it needs a screwdriver for the first time undoing. Well, that's cool. The thumb screws stay in on everything, it seems. Yep, that's staying on. And here's the hard drive one. Let's set these aside. Bring the two drives over. And just get them situated. These are for the hard drive here. So let's get that on first. Needs 4 of these screws here. And it looks like you can have more than one hard drive because it comes with 4 of these extended screws to come through the rubber grommets here. So yeah, maybe you could have more than one 3.5-inch drive, but I don't really see how that would happen. I should note that this also does have screw holes for 2.5-inch drives, so you can put that on there as well. But for now, we're just going to focus on the hard drive here. So the SSD away, the rest of the accessories away. Now I've got to figure out which way to have the screws here. Well, I guess it doesn't matter, because it would all go into the bottom here. going to make them too tight. I'll tighten them down fully once I get the hard drive in the bracket. And the last one. I wonder if I was supposed to put these on first and not leave the grommets inside of the holder here. So if it goes on like this, hard drive's going to be facing like so. And I should have done the screws and the grommets first. Oh well, part of learning a new case. There we go. I should probably point the camera down, sorry. Try to get a good angle with the camera face so far away. Alright, so first one. I'm just going to put all these in right now. Where'd the last one go? There it is. Last one is in. There we go. Now just screw it to the hard drive. Oh, that's not going in. Oh, Okay. Oh. How are you supposed to put a hard drive in grommets like these? Like that. I want it to be faced a certain way though. So I gotta make sure it's oriented right. That make it too tall though. This hard drive is a bit odd because it doesn't have all of these screw holes on the bottom. It's only got the 2 or 4 there. It doesn't have any more underneath over here. So I gotta figure something out with this drive. I think I got it right now. Just gonna be a real test to see how it will do. Alright, there we go. Now hopefully, this time it'll match up. There we go, that time it worked. Last screw for the hard drive. Make sure they're all tightened down. And there we go, it's orientated right. So, in she goes. Just make sure it's screwed in tight. And there we go, hard drive installed. Now it's time for the SSD. The SSD should cause no issue because, well, it's just going on a bracket that goes right behind the motherboard. Just need to remember which way it's going to be facing, and that'll be it. That's for the power supply. This seems like it's for the motherboard slash SSD. Oh, not start too many screws out. There's 4. Right, there's a way. There's the assembly over here so you can slightly see it. First screw in the SSD done. And now that makes it 100% easier to put the rest in. That's the last one. SSD is installed in this bracket. Let's put her in. I really do like the way the drives mount in this case, all behind the system, so that if you had the windowed version, it would be really, really clean looking on the other side. So that's that. Both drives are now installed. It's now time for the motherboard. So, put the case down. Gonna leave this screw bag out so that we can put the motherboard in. The hard drive screws and power supply screws can go back into the bag. And now, here's the system. I'm going to put the motherboard and everything. Let's have it right on the side panel here. On the foam side, so it's not going to scratch up the side panel. Inside the box, I only really need one thing. And that is the I/O shield. Everything else can remain in its place. It comes with a lot more very tiny screws, and I'm not entirely sure what they're for. Because it seems like the motherboard is already good to go for the most part. So I don't know what those would be for. Alright, so opening the I/O shield. Just putting it in the back now. I have to do something about the fan placement, but it'll do fine for now. I/O shields are always the worst part, I think. Next to cabling, they're the worst part of building a computer. Because they never want to go in. And if you do get them in right, sometimes they bend. What I used to do is leave the I/O shield on the motherboard, then put the whole assembly in. It's not the cleanest way to do it, but it did work. This one, however, clicked right in. Took a little bit of nudging, but it worked. Alright, time for the system to go inside. I'm going to make sure you get a good view from this. Here it is. Right on the standoffs that are already installed. I need 4 screws. I said 4, not all of them. There we go. And there we go. The 4 screws I need, now out. ITX systems are sometimes harder to get in because there's only 4 standoffs. There's not like a center one you can just screw in and have it hold the rest of the system in place. You actually have to hold the whole system in while you screw it in. But it's not a big deal. And I just realized a fatal flaw in my table here. It's too tall. So I'm going to flip or spin it around here. Alright, it's thankfully already completely aligned after that 1 screw down. Last screw. And there we go. Tilt the camera up for you. There we go. System is now nicely installed. Just have to get the front panel headers connected now. That will take a little bit, so I will get right back to you once it's done. Okay, here it is. All the connectors are plugged in. Now the bottom one, or the audio one here, is not as clean as it could be because, well, there's just not a rubber grommet, and it goes over the lighting effects thing there. All the other ones, the USB 3, the SATA, they were all easy to get to. The front panel connectors were hard to see, but they were easy to plug in. And this fan wire is a bit too long, so I'm going to see if I can like zip tie it to some point on the motherboard. But other than that, it cleaned up really nicely, and I'm really liking how it's looking inside of this case here. And I think it's going to be a very fun system to play around with. Testing I'm going to do is whether, if you have a GPU or CPU of this caliber, if a very low-end graphics card like a GT710 would add any extra performance. I'm going to say no, but I don't know that. So, tune in next time when we get the power supply plugged in and installed, and the system is running in its current state. So if you enjoyed this video, please go ahead and leave a like, favorite, comment, share, and of course subscribe. Thanks, Game Boy out. I'll see you in the future with more of Project Starburst.